Welcome to 4Keys Private Tuition. So in this video, we want to talk about how you can calculate the percentage mass of a particular element in a compound. So for you to be able to do this, let's look at an example here. The question says here, calculate the mass of sulfur in sulfuric acid. The mass of sulfur in sulfuric acid. So you must have your formula with you so that you can calculate or you can observe the number of atoms of sulfur that are in your formula. You also need the AR of sulfur. So if we check, what we have to do there is to say the AR of sulfur multiplied by the number of sulfur atoms in our formula. So if you look at the formula there, you realize that we have only one sulfur atom in that formula. Therefore, we're going to say the AR of sulfur times 1, which is the number of sulfur atoms in the formula. And then we divide by the relative molecular mass of the whole compound. So let's do that, and then we multiply by 100 in order for us to get the percentage composition. Okay, so let's do that. We know that the mass of sulfur is 32. And we have one atom of sulfur in the compound, and we divide this by the MR of the compound, which is 98 sulfuric acid, and we get that fraction 0.327. So what you simply have to do is then multiply that by 100 in order for you to get the percentage composition. But there are cases where you do not need to multiply by 100, as you shall see in the next example, where you can use that fraction to calculate the mass of a particular element in a given mass sample of a compound. So we'll look at that in the next example. So here, if we say by 100, we are going to get our 32.7%. Let's move on. Calculate the percentage mass of oxygen in calcium hydroxide. So you need the formula, that's calcium hydroxide. And as you can see there, you have 2 oxygen atoms in that hydroxide. So you're going to say the mass of the oxygen times 2, because you have 2 oxygen atoms. The 2 is outside the bracket, as you can see there, divided by the MR of the whole compound. So if you simplify that, we get 32 divided by 74, and we multiply that by 100, and we get our 43.2%. Okay, so this is how you go about it. Let's look at a typical ZIMSEC question. So this question asks you, what is the mass of oxygen in 10 grams of sodium hydroxide? So you need to go about it in the same manner where you need the formula here. So our sodium hydroxide is NaOH. So if you look into that formula, you realize that you only have one atom of oxygen. So you're going to say the AR of oxygen times 1 divided by the mass of the whole compound. So this would be 16 for the oxygen. So you're going to get here your 16 divided by the MR, which is 40 times the 10 grams. So this is a case where you do not have to calculate the percentage composition, but you simply have to you can use that fraction and multiply it by the mass the mass of the sample that you're given. So in this case, you're going to get if you simplify there, you're going to get your 4 here, your 1 here. So that would be 4 grams. So this is a typical question that you can come across. I'll see you in the next video.